Thank you for tuning in. Two Guys and a Couch. My name is the J, the Hooligan, and this is my man,
Diamond D.
the sexy man, Diamond D. And we're just back at you of a wild weekend of sports, mostly UFC and fucking Super Bowl. Nick Diaz, my boy, got cheated. Tom Brady proves that he sucks. But first, we'll break down the UFC. What a night of fights, UFC 143. The recap. All right, and my boy Diamond D will start off. We won't break down the whole card, but just start off with the Ed Herman fight
Versus Clifton Starks.
and break it down for us, man. How'd it go?
Well, it started off pretty slow. Pretty much just filling each other out. Clifford Starks, a great wrestler. Ed Herman, excellent jiu-jitsu guy, but also a great wrestler. Started off throwing bombs, but superior jiu-jitsu came up. Ed Herman tapped him out. Rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. That's all over. And then next fight after that, you got Josh Koscheck defeating the man Pierce. The guy I thought, he was a shit because he was undefeated. But Josh Koscheck stood in there, didn't go to the ground. A couple of takedown attempts here and there.
Which proved to be actually the winning factor in the fight. It was pretty close the whole fight, but those two takedowns, I believe, in that last one in the third round.
Yep.
I think that capped it off for Josh Koscheck.
Yeah, Josh Koscheck hung in there. We both picked him. Josh Koscheck with the via split decision, the winner.
Another great fight of the night, Hannon Barbaro versus Scott Jorgensen. I was really looking forward to this fight. Real action-packed. Both fighters kept pushing forward, but the speed of Barbaro was just way too much for Scott Jorgensen.
Woo!
That kid is fast. That kid's
fast, boy.
Sparring partner of Jose Aldo. You're gonna have to be quick for that. Leg kicks look nasty.
Nasty.
His jab was the big benefactor of the fight.
Ooh.
Guy's just way too fast. I think he should be next in line for the title, the winner out of Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber.
Yep. Another one break down. We got the big man coming back. Roy Nelson versus Fabricio Verdun. Fabricio Verdun coming back from Strike Force. Comes back to the UFC, and this is a stand-up war. It was a stand-up war. Both excellent takedowns, takedown defense, but it was a stand-up. And I'm telling you, Roy Nelson hung in there. I'm telling you, Fabricio Verdun, nasty knees.
Really improved striking. Really improved striking this fight. Bringing back the old shoot the box, Muay Thai pretty much. Knees look nasty. Excellent, excellent clinch. Those are some of the hardest knees I think I've ever seen. Being at a heavyweight too, that's a bigger freaking knees. Fabricio Verdun showed why, he was on a tear in Strike Force. Why he was such a big factor and why he still is. Another great fight of the night, but
excellent.
Verdun taking the decision.
Taking the big decision. It was just all nasty. And we'll see what happens with Roy Nelson after that fight. The big man, the big boss, Dana White didn't really say anything much about what's going to happen with Dana White. And Fabricio Verdun, again, he didn't say nothing. So we'll see what happens in the future.
And then, he also said about Roy Nelson, he put a gutsy performance, one of the toughest dudes he's seen in the UFC. His future is uncertain in the UFC. It's just the fact that his cardio, is still not there yet. He has to get in better shape. He does cut a lot of weight. He's coming up from 265 pounds, where he did start out in the UFC.
He looked good.
Out to 246 pounds, which is a total difference in him.
Yeah, he looked good. But fight of the night, main event of UFC 143. If you've seen the fight, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. But all I have to say is Nick Diaz versus Carlos Condit was the worst judging of all time in UFC history. And that's my opinion. I don't care what you guys think. First and second round, I'll give it to Nick. Pressured more. Did good combinations. Put him against the fence. Yeah, excellent. Aggression. Octagon control. It was there. Third and fourth round, a little taunting. Kept chasing him. Carlos kind of, a little dancing here and there. But I'll give the third and fourth round to Carlos Condit. All right, Carlos. You did good, but not good enough. Fifth round, all right, they both know it's the fifth round. They came out. Nick pressured him again. Even took him down. Even controlled him. Body triangle. Took his back. Tried to go, worked it on the ground. And what the fuck happens? Unanimous decision, Carlos Condit. That is bullshit. That's bullshit, man.
The unanimous decision part was the part that was really controversial to me. I had it 4 rounds to 1 Nick Diaz. Whether, the rounds were so close, as they were, maybe the judges just seen how well the leg kicks worked for Carlos Condit. But I still had it 4 rounds to 1. He landed, he was the busier fighter. Carlos ran.
Ran.
I love Carlos Condit. That guy's a freaking monster. That guy's a beast. But the fact that he just ran away from Nick, helped him out in the judges, but not on the fans' part.
It was just ridiculous. I argued all night on Twitter and expressed how I felt, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, they didn't punch each other. They didn't punch each other." A lot of people don't realize that's not how the UFC is judged. It's not how the UFC is judged. Octagon control, aggression. Who's the person pressing the fight? Nick was doing that. And I don't understand it.
Carlos might have landed the more significant strikes. Those combinations were nasty. Don't get me wrong. Those things were nasty.
They were.
But the fact that he kept a lot busier, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think he should have got 4 of the 5 rounds.
Yes, it's ridiculous. It just proves again. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it proves again that nigga St. Pierre don't want to fight him. He don't want to fight him.
Carlos is gonna whoop George St. Pierre's ass. Carlos Condit, I believe, is a better fighter than George St. Pierre. Not that he was better than Nick Diaz. They're pretty much similar fighters to my opinion, but I still think Carlos is gonna whoop on George St. Pierre. Another thing is Nick Diaz retiring. I don't believe he's gonna retire. No. I think he's just basically on his head. He's pissed. He's really just pissed. I think a great fight actually, like what they mentioned in the UFC post-fight show, Josh Koscheck and Nick Diaz. Yeah. Trash talk 24/7 in that fight.
That's all trash talk.
I believe that'll make a great fight, great pay-per-view.
The Mexican against the albino, be a great fight.
The chief
Fuck
head.
it. Make it happen, Dana.
Koscheck sucks.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't like Koscheck. He's from San Jose. We're from the Valley. Who gives a fuck? I don't care.
Another great fight of the night.
Oh,
the knockout that Stephen Thompson put on Dan Stiggin.
Oh.
Head kick knockout.
Nasty.
Nasty head kick knockout.
Nasty.
Guy's a world champion karate guy.
That was so nasty.
That was nasty, dude.
I'm telling you. I choked on a wing. It was fucking nasty.
Chokes on a lot too.
Oh my god, fuck you. Alright, but that was the main event and the whole card. Not the whole card, but basically the breakdown UFC 143. That's Saturday. Sunday comes along. Hey, let's enjoy a little bit of fucking football. Throw the pigskin around, huh? Tom Brady comes out. Oh, yeah, I'm the shit. You fucking suck.
Chicken wings.
Oh, my God. It proves himself that he sucks again. Against who?
Chicken
Eli
wings.
Manning? My God. How do you lose twice? You're fucking pathetic. Grow the beard out again. They just
Make some cologne.
Do something. Eli Manning comes out, fucking sucked during the beginning of the year.
You suck.
Oh my God! How did the Giants come through all that bullshit and win the Super Bowl
after going 7-7? But Giants played great football, great defense.
Hell yeah!
The defensive line.
Hell yeah!
Pierre Paul, Justin Tuck was nasty that night.
Ridiculous.
That catch by Mario Manningham.
Oh, and he had both his feet down. You fucking Patriot fans are mad about that? Okay, fucking feet down, have the ball in his fucking grass. Come on now, pay attention. Fucking, I got Comcast. DVR that shit. But that's the Super Bowl, and you know what? The Giants won. Get over it. I'm fucking sure glad the Niners didn't win. They want to shut the fuck up. All right. So, but all weekend long, sports, MMA.
Great day of sports.
Great weekend of sports. Diaz got ripped. Tom Brady. You don't look good, man. That clone did not make you play better. But
I almost bought it.
Fuck.
Looked like it smelled great.
I'm gonna buy Tebow's. I got that shit on Amazon. Anyway, but
it's called Jesus Knows.
It's called Jesus Knows.
Jesus walks.
Jesus thanks.
Jesus walks. And his name's Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow. Keep praying, brother. Maybe next year. But like I said, the whole weekend full of sports. Great performances. We'll see what the UFC as a whole. You got UFC coming up pretty soon.
Jake Ellenberger, Diego Sanchez is gonna be an excellent card.
Yeah.
Look out for that.
It's going to be a good one. Stand up board again, I think so. Diego Sanchez, you know, he needs to make a comeback. You know, he dropped off a little.
Dream.
He dropped off a little, and then, you know, his nose got bigger than what it was. So we'll see what happens.
His head got bigger than what it is.
I don't know. But
Jake Ellenberger, you know,
watch out for that fight.
That guy's the future. 170-pound division.
Yes.
Watch out for Jake Ellenberger.
So
we'll be back, you know, later on that week, Wednesday, I believe, for that fight. You know, ahead of time, just to post another video out there. You know, break it down for you guys, see what our predictions are.
Oh yeah.
Follow our videos every fight week. We're always on. Follow our link at the below. Facebooks, Twitter.
You know, always hit us up. Twitter. You know, they got me at the Hooligan. Spaces in between that, by the way. Got my man on Twitter.
Diamond Dave Jr.
Diamond Dave motherfucking Jr., baby. So hit us up on there. Facebook us. It doesn't matter.
And as always, you know, if you're fighters and sponsors looking to get on the show, let us know. We'll interview you. Get your name out there a little bit. Have a great week. Have a great weekend.
See you guys soon.